Okay, so first one, just creating the shader with the extra buffers set to the registers. These guys. Select a color, yada yada yada. Use app. And then you gotta make sure you set their data, update resources, and render. First one is super straightforward. It's just a matter of making that shader, which you gave us in class. So the second one is a little bit more interesting. So we get the first pyramid in here. All handmade. So that one is not automated anyway. Like, not that I really know how you automate it, but you got your two triangles in the back and your square in the front. Now this one just has the one quirkiness of just the ordering. You gotta separate. Yeah, it's just a matter of setting who's being drawn to the screen. That's the only trick for this one. Because they're using the same shader. The other one gets, it's the weird one. Yep. Now this one I have 3 objects, which I use the trick that we mentioned later in the, like further learning to create 2. And I have 2 sets of shaders here. The just vertex pixel and vertex laid out. And then I have a second set just called for homework. The first one is using the older system of doing the world changing. The other one uses the newer system of just only updating the world in color. And then, as you can see, pyramid take 2 is the same pyramid being drawn twice, just in 2 different contexts, with 2 different shaders. And then my spheres in here, it's derped. I can't get this quite right to get it fully smoothed out yet. You can see the 2 pyramids that are actually drawn with different shaders, but it's still the same model, just being drawn twice. This is the older one that allows the vertexes to choose their color. Here's the newer one that forces all vertex to be the same color. Model tools. Here's just the awful sphere logic. It was just a mess. I understand how to do it. I got the winding. The winding I think is the hardest part. But just this part of getting all the vertices in the right spot. Getting that exactly smooth is messing with me. Create vertex shader. Yeah, this is the proposal about how to clean out this awfulness. Like all of this just for 2 shaders is just not okay. We can do way better than that. So I'm gonna talk for like a vertex shader. You call it maybe like a shader, create vertex shader function type thing, just so they parent each other nicely. It has the string name, the MD this device guy, which is basically an out. Like you give him one, he just messes with it. Not even an out actually, yeah, because one has to exist and we just use it. And the shader pointer is it creates a shader pointer and puts it at this pointer to give back to you. Pixel shader, exact same shenanigan. Name, that device, and the pixel shader out, just so we can hide all this logic away and never have to deal with that again. And this part especially, all the layouts and the sizings, I want to hide those as much as possible. This is my one concern with this system. Just any time I'm editing strings, I get a little nervous. But I think as long as we can like reasonably assume it's always going to be in the shaders file, we can always just say the name and then I'll just do a string addition. And that's about it. Got 4 objects who are all created separately. Or 3 objects, sorry. 3 objects, one of which is drawn twice. And here's the 4 matrices for their positions. And that's where I'm just creating more of the buffers. Yeah, it's just the same thing. I'm just using this guy now to swap the active shader.